So we just went to fire up this 1941 Harley Davidson military trike, put it in gear, and it would not move. So this bike, 1941 Harley Davidson TA shaft drive knucklehead, it is one of the rarest Harley Davidsons ever produced, period. We've been using this thing for years here around the museum, everything from giving people rides. Actually let a few people ride this motorcycle, take the trash out, show it off for folks when the military guys come in. They love to hear this bike run. It's been in service for years. Now you guys know everything here at the Wheels Through Time Museum fires up, runs, and if it's able to be ridden, it rides. These things are made to go, and that's how we maintain them. It's my biggest and worst fear that a bike of this sort of rarity won't run and do what it's supposed to do. Now, the thing about this, they only made 17 of this motorcycle. This is actually the prototype of the 17, so it's the very first one ever produced. 68 cubic inch overhead valve knucklehead engine, 4-speed transmission. Now, the special thing about this transmission, check it out, guys, is that it's shaft drive back here. So incredibly nervous about tearing into this thing. There's not a handful of people in the world that have even been into one of these. Now, the bike itself, history of the motorcycle, way back in 1940, the Army was calling for an ammunitions and personnel hauler, and they put the call out there for several folks to come in and see what they can produce. Before Willys got the contract to produce the Jeeps, Harley Davidson jumped in and they made 17 of this special model. It's called a TA. Exactly what the TA means, nobody really knows. Test Army, Trike Army, no telling. But what it consisted of was the 68 cubic inch Harley Davidson knucklehead engine. Now, it's a configuration they never made this engine in. It's, I believe, a long stroke, small bore for a little bit more torque. So they used the stroke of the 74 cubic inch engine and then the cylinders from the 61 cubic inch engine. Almost every piece to this motorcycle is a special part. So the frame itself, specially constructed for this model. The front end is 2 inches longer on this, real similar to some of the other military forks, WLC, the XA, the ELC. But what they did on these big shaft drives, you can see this frame here, actually has a section welded on down low that makes that neck stronger. And what I believe the whole purpose behind it was to set the bike up way higher than some of the other machines. So it uses like a cut down Dana rear end, real similar to some of the other military vehicles. Beautiful military dash. Now, the only model that they ever ran a 70-mile-an-hour speedo on, so that's a really cool deal. You know, I've ridden this thing plenty. 70 miles an hour is not even in the cards.
Terrifying.
Terrifying. First Harley Davidson with the big, huge, wide gas tanks. These are big 5-gallon tanks. This one here has the early style shifter gate that they ran only through 1946. Beautiful seat, just a little bit of leather hanging on. These trikes built for a whole nother level of service. So we've got those ultra beefy parts. And one of those ultra rare beefy parts is what we're having problems with. Now, I did notice the last 4 or 5 times I was driving this thing, it was harder to get into gear. You know, the kick always kind of felt the same, but even just rolling it around, sometimes it would like provide a little resistance. So that's what's making me think it's in the transmission, guys.
Now, have you ever seen inside of one of these?
Never even seen inside one.
Because you know it's got to be completely just different setup to be able to run that shaft drive.
It's a behemoth of a transmission, and if we get this thing out, we're going to show you guys exactly, you know, hopefully we'll be able to take the lid off. I don't know that I trust myself to jump in on this transmission rebuild, so that's a subject that we're going to have to deal with once we get the lid off and see exactly what our issue might be. Now, what the cool thing is about all these different shaft drive trike machines, I think there's 8 of them known today out of the 17. That's a pretty good survival rate. Yeah. They're all different. Fenders are different. Lights are different on the back. This one has the tail light here hooked to the sway bar. Now, there would have been a box here. Now, this has been missing since. I mean, my dad got this thing. I think he got this in 1987. And he got it from Harry Molinar's nephew. Harry was a dealer in Hammond, Indiana, got tons of experimental stuff from the factory, tons of military stuff, ended up with this thing. And from what I understand, this is what they used to drag the track with at Iliana Speedway.
Oh,
so,
very cool.
They'd hook like a chain link fence deal to the back of this, drag the track to flatten it. So my dad got it in maybe 1987, 88. Some of my earliest memories as a motorcycle kid were riding around in the back of this thing. Swap meet after swap meet, you know, I'd be piled in the back, sitting next to a knucklehead and a motor that my dad found or something like that. So a lot of great memories. Can't accept that this thing is not running and driving. So order of operations today, Chris, is we're gonna end up having to pull that whole clutch basket off. The rear exhaust pipe will have to come off. I know the clutch cover's gonna have to come off. I'm thinking the oil tank will probably have to come out, which is not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, Chris, as we pull parts, we're gonna store them in the back right here. Every screw that comes out of there, put the screws in a carburetor cap, flip the primary cover over. So if you want to start on that, I'm going to try and get this exhaust pipe out, which is also not going to be easy.
In order to get the transmission out of this thing, we're going to have to take off the primary cover, the inner primary cover, and then also having to loosen this footboard in order to get it out of the way so all this will come off. One of my first memories of working here at Wheels Through Time, you know, back 8-9 years ago, was Dale was firing this bike up for some guests inside the museum. And I was just kind of standing around handing him tools, and he waved me on over to come jump in the back of this bike and rode around the museum. It was actually, technically, I guess the first ride I had on a vintage motorcycle was in the back of this bike, and so a really special memory. I'm excited to see what the clutch looks like on this bike. With everything, almost everything on this bike being unique to these 17 examples, there's a chance that what we'll find behind this primary cover will be even different than what we find on the standard knucklehead, because you're driving a different style transmission. There's no telling what they used as far as the clutch basket and everything else. I'll slide that off, and just looks like standard clutch there. So
cool. How's it look over there?
Looks good, man.
What's stock stuff? Is it?
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right, let's go ahead. Oh, tiny little motor sprocket too. That's why that's why this thing is so slow. I bet that's like a 17 or 18 tooth motor sprocket. Let's pull the clutch apart. Okay. You already got the washer out. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and use this has a special clutch hub puller. This looks like the inside of a primary cover on any 1936-9 Harley Davidson, which is good. 3, 4. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, it won't hurt. It'll come right off, but great. Oh, wow, did you see that?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, son. We'll just leave that together. Look at that, check that out. Original paint in there. That green is vibrant. See, this has been oil soaked its whole life. Okay, this primary cover has probably been off here. I don't know, what do you think? It could be less than a dozen times. I don't even know if this motor's ever been into.
Yeah.
Beautiful back there, incredible.
Big old transmission.
It is a beast of a transmission. What's it gonna take? Now we've gotta take the U-joint. So Chris, if you wanna pop these two out, there's 4 nuts. They look like 1/2 inch.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and get the exhaust pipe off, which also has not been off for a long time. And what we're hoping for is that we don't have to take the oil tank out. All these parts are special. All the mounting equipment in here doesndoesn't look like it's ever been disturbed. So what do we got? That clamps off. Oh yeah, and we're out. We're out. Oh yeah, looky there. Holy smokes, look at this muffler. totally hand cobbled. Unbelievable. So we're closer, one step closer. Now we are ready. See, this is where we just don't know if we're even gonna be able to get the thing apart without messing with the oil tank. Let's see what we got underneath here. This is all, you know, even the mount is built into the frame. The stance on your transmission mounting bolts is way wider. It's longer and wider. Just everything is super industrial and heavy duty here. One mounting bolt. Look at the size of those. Unbelievable. Those are normally 5/8, and these are 13/16. All right. Now let's see if we can get it raised up enough. Does it come out? What do we got? Can you get it out?
I'm gonna see. Can you pick up at the same time and see if it? Oh man, it's so close.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right there.
We may be able to. I'll tell you what. Oh boy. What's gonna be our path here? We do not want to take apart more than we have to, man, but we are gonna need to slide this oil tank out. It's been a long time since this oil tank's been out. I can guarantee you that. Oh, something's holding it again. Something's still holding it. You know what it is?
Oh, it's this piece.
Yeah, it is. Oh, wow. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. That sucker is 1/4-inch plate steel. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this up, Chris, and we're going to see if that oil tank wants to wiggle anymore. Okay, this is loosened up now a ton. So that's really good. I like that.
Did you take that all the way out? Or
Yeah,
just
but why is that so... Oh, nice. Yep,
yeah,
come on through.
You're just hitting the battery flag.
Battery flag. So that... Oh. Wow.
There we go.
Okay, I didn't like that. That wasn't fun. Okay. We need to get this at least cleaned up on the inside. There's going to be cleaning, all right? At first, I was like, we're not going to clean a thing. But what we do want to do is get everything clean enough to go back together. Look, that's painted OD green. See that?
Wow.
Neat. Cool, let's yank it out. Yep, okay. Yeah, I think so. Get it away from that.
Yep, you're free.
Yep. You got it? I hold. Okay. All right. Let's go onto the table here.
It's like the size of an engine, man.
Yeah, I know. It's a monster. Look at that. The most beautiful, slightly less than graceful cross between a motorcycle and a car transmission.
That.
Oh, there's the EX number. Oh, yeah, we're just getting it uncovered. So Harley labeled every single one of its new and experimental part numbers. And each of those experimental numbers are chronological. So your earliest numbers are the earliest parts. And you know, it's funny because I don't know that they put them on the part all the time, you know. It may have just been a catalog. The earliest number I've ever seen on a part is like EX 230 something from like a racing engine case in the 20s. It's definitely a 1592, and you guys can see it there. Where's our paper towel there? Cool. So now's the fun part, where we get to try and crack into this thing. You know what, man? Part of me wonders if it's like a regular transmission, but how do they,
that's what I'm wondering about. Is like, how do they transition from that setup to going, you know,
because this is so normal. This is so normal.
Yeah.
It's like it's going to be a Harley 4-speed or 3 in reverse transmission with maybe some big ring gear, bevel drive gear here and here. That's all I can think of. There's only one guy I know that's had this type of transmission apart and has worked on it, and I think that's who I'm going to call and see if they'll do this one. Ed Rich from National Motorcycle Museum, you know, Rick Allen, Ramsey Allen, and Ed, they run the American Classic Motorcycle Museum over there in Asheville. Great collection of stuff, super great people. They actually have had 3 of the Harley Davidson TAs, 2.5 of which were actually here at the museum in pieces. They've had 3 through their hands, and I know that Ed has gone through these transmissions when I called him earlier and let him know about what was going on.
So now, with this being such an experimental low production model, did Harley ever have a service manual on any of these?
It's a great question. I sure don't have one. Got them all? Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh my God! Wow, it's perfect. Look at the inside of this, bro.
That is incredible.
Whoa.
But you were right, bevel gear.
Yeah, it's just a huge, look at the size of this here. Okay, guys, so what we're looking at now, these gears are not standard gears. Wow, the condition is amazing. The condition is really amazing. So what we've got here is your shifter forks. You've got each of your gear sets. So you got reverse gear, first gear, second gear, third gear. This is your output, helical gear to another that runs the shaft. So if we're looking right, we ought to be neutral. All right, we got to be first gear, real nice and slow. Second gear. All right. Third gear. Oh, you see there's that shifter fork is broken. Oh my God. Nothing was holding this together. I'm so glad I took this apart. Holy smokes, man, the whole shifter fork's broken in half. Anyway, so there's third gear, which we weren't going to get to using the shifter fork. Oh my God, that's so scary. Shift fork. Now, if we go back, we ought to be reverse. Yeah. Now it's spinning backwards. Whoa. So there we are. There we have it. I'm really happy with how nice it all is inside. This broken shifter fork, that's a standard Harley Davidson. No, it may not be. It's not a standard shifter fork. That's a special shifter fork, which
Is it heavier duty, you think, to...
It's longer.
Longer.
It appears longer. It appears way longer. So let's go back to neutral. We're gonna call Ed. Let me call Ed right now. Let me wash my hands up. Wow, dude, scary. Holy moly. This is the nerve-wracking part for me, is because we know we can fix stuff, but when you've got something this rare and this valuable taken apart, and it has to be apart for any sort of amount of time, more than a day, it just makes me nervous. You know, it's the only choice. It's all we can do. All right, the transmission's back. It's heavy, but it is fully rebuilt. So guys, 1941 shaft drive knucklehead. The transmission, we knew had some problems. We just didn't know how close we were to this thing grenading itself with a broken shifter fork. So we had the transmission rebuilt by Ed Rich of the American Classic Motorcycle Museum over in Asheboro, North Carolina. Super guys. And as it would be, Ed is probably the only guy.
I was going to say the only guy alive that has rebuilt as many of these.
Any of them.
Yeah, any of them.
Any of them. There's only 17 of these motorcycles ever produced. They say there are 8 of them left. Ed's been through now half of those transmissions of what's left. So what Ed did was install the new shifter fork. So that's, at least that's what the operation we knew that we needed, was the the new shifter fork. Now, we called our friend Matt Olson in South Dakota from Carl Cycle Supply inquiring about a shifter fork. Now, the thing is about these shifter forks, the only thing they fit in the entire world is this transmission. I didn't quite realize how different they actually were than your regular 4-speed that goes into knucklehead, a panhead, a shovelhead. They look somewhat similar from about here down, but the rest of it is different stuff. So Matt actually got us hooked up with Jerry Greer Engineering, also in South Dakota. Now, this is crazy, and I know you're not going to believe it, but Jerry Greer, they're Indian guys. They actually built us a Harley part. So very stoked. We would not have been able to do it without Jerry Greer Engineering. Todd over there fixed us up. Super quick turnaround to be able to get the shifter fork to Ed. Incidentally, we have another one in case we ever have another failure. And Ed, what he did is go through the whole transmission, rebuilt what's inside the kicker cover here. Now, this drive setup, and as you guys can see here, you've got your 3-speed plus reverse all right here, right? And then you've got your big ring gear over on this side, big bevel drive gear that runs the shaft drive gear out of the back. So really, really cool stuff. The problem with these is that they wear out in between the main shaft and this big main drive gear. So Ed actually has some machine work done where he bores that main drive gear out a few thousandths and inserts like a full complement insert bearing on 2 sides.
Yeah.
So now it's bulletproof. 2 new Timken bearings there to hold the drive in, put in a bunch of new seals, made us this really cool vent tube. This may have been the problem all along, was that the vent on this transmission was completely plugged, and what the vent allows is for oil to mist around and move around. So that may be one, why the bearings were wore out, and 2, why that shifter fork eventually broke, because what he seemed to think was that this would be second gear right here, and the second gear had a ton of slop, and he thinks that's what broke the shifter fork. Was getting out, but anyway, getting in and out of second gear. Anyway, he did note that this transmission had a bunch of work done to it. So really excited. I'm gonna put this thing in the showcase because hopefully we're never gonna use it. So anyway, I think we can get this thing bolted on.
Yeah, get it back in there.
And get it back in there. So as you guys know, the drill will be riding in 45 minutes. Oh yeah, looky there. That's a big transmission. All right, let's do this. Get this set back up here. By the way, Chris, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this transmission in, and as you're kind of bolting the U-joint back together, I'm gonna run a new timer wire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we can do that with the oil tank out. It'll be easier, but that timer, I think, is shorting out like when you go to full advance. So what I'd like to do is run a new wire. We'll go through the points, make sure everything's set up and it's good to go. Should just take a couple more minutes, but I just remember every time I would bring this thing to full advance, it would kind of short out on me. I just want to ride this thing again. That's the goal. And with that transmission, we were this close to never being able to ride this thing ever again. All right, ready?
Yes.
You got that side, I got this side, and let's go around. Okay. Now, if you you can.
Yeah, and then I'll reach through.
You can reach through.
Yep.
Okay. And we're in.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna pull that back right into adjustment there, Chris. This will actually.
I was gonna say, didn't that? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. You feel good?
That feels real tight.
Yeah. If you like that, then let's.
It feels like. Yeah. It's dropped down in a little.
Great. It's in the deals now. We've got our U-bolts, and we can get to that. So while you're going with the U-bolts there, I'm gonna go ahead and inspect our timer.
Well, you know it's getting serious
It's getting
now.
serious. Okay, that's out. Now we've got our. I know that we've got an issue, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna probably pull this. Okay, so let's
pull this head of this distributor off. Look at the pitting on that. Oh, it's beautiful. Really nice set of points. And we've got man, this actually looks really pretty good, man. I'm not seeing any potential for a short. This wire here is a nice, tough Harley distributor wire. Looks like an original Harley distributor wire, but something just was not acting the way that it should. Man, that's a great wire. I really don't want to replace that if we don't have to. But come to think of it, this side of it is the bad side. Look at that, yeah, we should do something about that. We definitely should. We'll use this same old loom, but I'm not comfortable keeping that wire like that. That's nice black wire. Perfect.
Oh, Chris is getting mad. He's throwing wrenches.
Oh boy, man, Chris, just chill out, buddy. Look at this here. Oh, it's still got the original clip in it. Wow.
What's that?
Well, this is a little clip that's designed to keep the distributor loom over the wire where it passes through the distributor base here. Timer base.
It is in.
It's in.
Tight.
Tight? Both of them?
Yes, sir.
Glorious.
Yes, I did them, both sides at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's going to seat in there.
I guess then what would be what was the next operation? We put this bracket in, Chris?
Yep.
Come on, you old girl. I see you. I think we had to drop that down to get the oil tank out, didn't we?
I think you're right.
So let me get on this side. Here's your spacer, Chris.
Okay.
And then we need those 2 bolts. Get this out of the way here. Okay. So this plate does go back. Yeah, and then goes in between. And then are you on the inside or the outside?
Inside.
You're on the inside? Okay. Bingo. Okay. Come on, you old sucker. Yep. What we can also do now, Chris, I believe, let's go ahead and get those transmission bolts underneath. You could also put in the battery flags if you want. I need to wash up, get this distributor back together. So we are here, there. Okay, we'll tighten this bad boy up. Getting it?
Yep.
All right, excellent, man. All right, let's see if I can fish this through. All right, new distributor wire. This should make a difference. Okay, we're gonna run with it. We're gonna run with it. Now we're gonna have to check the timing, but I don't think I changed anything. I just messed with the distributor. Didn't loosen the bail on the head of the distributor timer. Come on, get through there. Oh, my finger's caught. Ow. Yeah. Okay. Distributor bail, timer, clip. Spin this around because we want that to be, that may have been what our problem was the open part of the bail seems to have been in the wrong place, and that could have rubbed on the wire. There we are. That was easy. That was actually really easy. Okay. Next, we're also going to, once I put the deal back here, we're gonna set the points gap again, Chris, because I don't know that this points gap has been checked in 20 years. Chris, you could drop a battery in. That'd get us one step closer. Yep. We've got our timer. We need to hook the whole primary up over there and that coil wire. Uh-oh, now hold on. Pull that out. We gotta make sure we set our timer wire up properly. Yes. Yes. Okay. Wow, all right. Now we get to rebuild the clouch. The clouch.
The clouch. Wrong accent. I'm sorry.
Is it coming down?
Yeah, it's set down.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you got the original nuts here, and actually we can ditch this lock washer now. Okay, I like that. Out.
Oh, yo.
Boom. Beautiful. Okay. All right, and then Chris, while I'm doing the exhaust, you can come over and pop these
The primary cover back.
primary cover back on. This is the jankiest knuckle. It's almost like a super glide pipe, you know? All right, yeah. Get on in there. Oh, wow. It does fit pretty good. It definitely fits pretty good. Who's ready? I think we're ready to fire this sucker up, man. What do we have? We have, yep. Now,
Go ahead and hook the battery up.
what a dirty job, man. Yeah, let's hook the battery. You're fixed there. Very nice. Yep. There we go. We have ignition. We've got the ignition. Okay. So I'm ready for, let's go with oil in here. When this thing ran last, we had some sort of little ignition issue, and I don't know what the ignition issue was, but as I brought the spark advance further forward, it would run worse. So we're gonna hope that that distributor wire fixed it, and if it didn't, we may end up having to get into the actual timer itself, which will prolong this thing getting back on the road or on the trail. All right, here we go, mates. Probably should do a needle and seat on it just cause, man. It's like, how close are we to doing it? Wouldn't take any time at all. I hate it. And this backing plate's loose. It's got to come off. We are going to do the needle and seat. This is just going to be a good decision. If the goal is ease of use, the last thing you want is a leaky float every time you go to start it or every time you leave the gas on. Oh, and look at this float. And this thing, other than on full advance, ran fine. Look, big cracks in it.
He's about to give it up.
The old needle and seat. Oh, there is an unused one. This is a decision we won't regret. This was worth the 5 minutes.
Robert.
Let's do it. Okay. 1 inch. Okay, here's the moment of truth. I think, Chris, we're ready for fuel.
Okay.
And get this float bolt nut just torqued enough. Go for it, man. You're up, Chris.
Okay.
All right, man, this is exciting. This is my favorite part. Any guesses on how many kicks? 1.
Well, hey, the last bike was one kick, right?
Last bike was one kick. This bike is gonna be one kick. Tell you what, Chris, just try and pull that jack out.
Ooh, strong.
Strong like bull. Good? Mm-hmm.
Good.
Choke, fuel on. Let's make sure our not, can you see a screwdriver there, Christo?
Yep.
All right, look how dirty we got that floor, man. Beautiful, not a drop. Here you are, Chris. I love it. Okay. Spark advance. A little bit stiff, but that's okay. Little choke, tell me when we got some fuel down there.
Oh yeah.
Gas
away.
right off?
Right away.
Let's go. 2 prime kicks, 1 to go.
One.
1 to go. Okay. So we got a little fuel starvation issue, but it started. So I'm gonna count that. Here we go. I hope that doesn't mean a jet's plug. Uh-oh. Come on, you old dog. It started. We've got lots of gas.
Oh yeah, like it was.
Still got
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah, it's super wet in there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Gosh, how does it? It's almost like the timing is wrong. Let's pull the timing plug and let's go through the timing.
Okay.
Because that could very well be what it is. And if it's the coil, then it's like, could be plugs. Could be, shouldn't be plugs. Pretty gassy. We'll just put new plugs in it altogether. First thing is, you know, what do we got? We've got compression. It seems like we've got spark. Chris, let's go ahead and check our spark. Make sure we're getting strong spark on each plug. Good?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything on the front.
I think we may have a grounding issue in the distributor. But when we do this,
Oh God!
distributor's grounding. We've got some sort of issue in the head of the distributor. I think it's got to be that post. I can't tell if right there's a little hot spot on the metal or not. I don't know any other place that it could be grounding. I don't think that's the issue. See, yeah, this is bent. And I just perceive that being the problem. But, okay, continuity-wise, we want to see, is this
You'll see that spike here.
connected to here? Nothing. That doesn't go. I don't understand. Now it's on. There's some sort of, now it seems better. I'm gonna get a file out. It's like the points weren't making contact. Now it's there. Now it's there. Yep. Okay.
They just need an old-fashioned scrubbing.
They did need an old-fashioned scrubbing.
We still want to check the timing while we got the plug
We
out?
may as well, man. All right, I'm ready. All right. Ignition. Got a plug in?
Yep, I got one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got fire on the front. I mean the rear one. Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. I think we're in. So now we just need to check timing. How we looking, Chris?
I need to.
You're just barely, like I can just barely see just the start of the line at the hole now.
Okay, let's see, where are we timing? There we go, just starting to break. Okay, we're ready to start now. Y'all, I'm ready. I am so ready. Okay.
Is the audience ready?
Is the audience ready? Let's back this bad boy out. Okay, guys. Moment of truth. We've been waiting for this for some time. Give it one choke. She likes the fuel. And then should be, we'll give it 2. And then I think we're 1 to go. Awesome! All right, guys. Shaft drive knucklehead trike. They only made 17 of those. That one's the prototype. It's as rare as it gets. It's what this place is all about. Chris and I had a ton of fun getting that thing back together with some much needed help from Ed. And pretty nice. Sounds nice. Yeah, runs perfect. Yeah, got the carburetor tuned up. Very stoked. Lots of good miles left in that thing. Make sure you check out either one of these 2 videos. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
You can barely just tap that thing and it slides.
I locked it up and it stayed locked up.